What's up everybody, it's CJ and I'm back with another Sims 3 renovation video, and today, y'all, listen, I needed to furnish this house, okay? So, a couple of days ago, I did a world overview for this world called Lobster Island. It is by mmadvena. Hopefully I said that right. The world itself is like a New England inspired world, and y'all know that's one of my favorite aesthetics. I just love the style, the vibe. In the video, I expressed interest of me furnishing one of the houses because I really want to do it for a video. But then I was just like, maybe I might not, I don't know. But I've literally been thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, I need to at least furnish one house for a video to get it out of my system. That's what we're doing today. Okay. Now, there's another house I really want to furnish too. So I might do that at another time, but at least I'm doing this one today, right? So this house is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. It doesn't really have a name, but it is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. And my headcanon for this house is that this is a fisherman's house, right? So he lives here with his wife. They have like 2 sons, but they're like grown. They don't live here anymore. The furnishing style for this one was very old and outdated. Like, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, me furnishing this house kind of brought me back to when I did my Rosewood Park renovations and Rockwood Island renovations a couple of years ago. It just really reminded me of that because, like, I don't know, like the vibes, you know, the vibes. Like I said, I went with a really old aesthetic this come around, maybe like 70s, 80s, you know, it was really outdated. We have a lot of wood paneling in here. I didn't change the floor plan for this house. I kind of just kept what was here. Same thing with like landscaping and stuff. I didn't really change landscaping, windows. I liked everything. I just recolored it. I did add a couple of objects outside, but I didn't really like change the build because I really like the way it looks. So as you can see, I'm kind of bouncing around between the living room and the hallway because they're so close together. I guess there technically could be the same room because, like, you know, it's kind of open in the middle, but I was kind of skipping between both of these because I didn't really know, like, at first what I wanted to use, where I wanted things to go. I didn't really use move objects for this build. If I turned it on, it might have been for like a couple of things, but for the most part this was a non-move objects build because I wanted to make sure everything was functional, right? So I start off by placing down a couple of love seats. I also use the flying carpet rug. It's probably my favorite one in the game. It's 100 simoleons. It's like the perfect size. I changed the design to kind of give it this like braided look, kind of like woven, you know, like weaved look. I also use these 70s, 80s, and 90s TV, y'all. I don't know why, but I've been using this TV non-stop lately. It just kind of has like vibes, right? It just reminded me of like this TV setup that I had as a kid, where like there's like the TV in the middle, there's little compartments for CDs and movies and stuff like that. And to me, this kind of gives like old vibes anyway. I also put a painting of a sim catching a fish in the hallway over here. I wanted to kind of have like an end table or like some kind of console table. I just wanted something in the hallway. I'm using this really small dresser. This is from the contemporary set. I can't think of the name, but it's like the contemporary set from the Sims 3 store. I'm using the fancy mirror above it. I'm also using a grandfather clock, and y'all know I don't really ever use grandfather clocks in my build like that, but today I was really going for that old aesthetic, you know. I did get rid of the blinds. So this house had blinds. I got rid of them only because I don't have my Sims 3 tool mod installed. I would have wanted to like move them down a little bit, but I didn't have it installed, so I was like, maybe no blinds today. We do have curtains. So now we move on to the kitchen. Now, I kind of struggled a little bit with wallpaper. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I wanted it to kind of match the living room, but also be its own thing. The wallpaper, I believe, is from Max's because the world itself uses a lot of custom content. It's not like a whole lot, but it's a good amount of custom content. So I will say, though, I guess now that we're speaking of it, I will say, if you download this, I'm just going to say get the CC from the world. I didn't use any custom content when I furnished this house, but I think the roof, for example, is custom content. There's like a satellite dish on the house that's custom content. So I would just say, like, get the CC from the world. But I'm pretty sure even if you don't have the CC, you may just have to change a couple things here and there. But the furnishing itself is from Max's, I believe. Now, the wood paneling wallpaper, that might be custom content, not sure, like the one in the hallway, that might be. I don't know if that's CC or not, but most of it should be like packs and store content and stuff like that. And so I went with a green, I don't really know what the color would be, like a peachy red color in here. I was really inspired by that rose. Like you can kind of see it on the wallpaper. It's like a rose print, and I was kind of inspired by that color. So I was like, why don't we just kind of go for this for the kitchen? I'm using some of the base game countertops. The stove, I cannot remember what set it comes with. It may be one of the cottage sets, maybe, but it's one of the old-timey stoves. The fridge is from the Pets pack, and I wanted to use the matching upper cabinets because I don't ever really use these countertops too much. One of the last times I can remember using it was, I believe, when I built a not so berry home one time. It was like a yellow, the one for the yellow generation. I ended up using these because they had like a sun print on it. It was kind of cute, but I don't really use these all too often. So I was like, why don't we use it today? I didn't really want to have a lot of modern stuff in the kitchen because I felt like, you know, this is an older house. These are older people. The Fisherman still works in my headcanon, but I feel like he's getting close to retirement, right? So I didn't really want to put like a top of the line stove and fridge or like super high tech appliances. I did give them a coffee machine. It's kind of like one of the espresso machines. And then I gave them a microwave, you know? And then also for the table, I thought this was kind of funny. So I kind of matched the chairs a little bit. You'll see that 2 of them are from the Pets pack. The other 2 are from Supernatural. In my brain, I'm like, I could imagine 2 of the chairs breaking down over the years. And then instead of just like getting a new table and chairs, the husband was like, I could just make one from scratch. So he just made like 2 replacement chairs that do not fit. And they're probably kind of wobbly if you sit in one of them. So I don't know. I just like the idea of that. I didn't really know what to put in the kitchen either because we have like a lot of empty space by the window, but I didn't really know what to put. So I left it empty. If you want to put something, feel free, but I just couldn't think about what to put because I was going to put a fish tank, but then I was like, well, I want a fish tank upstairs. I was like, maybe a big rug, but I was like, we already have a rug. So I didn't really know what to put in that kitchen section. So I kind of just left it open. We have some open space, you know? Now, this is the downstairs bathroom. This one was going to be a half bathroom at first, but then I was like, well, maybe we could just use a shower instead of a shower tub combo. So it's technically a full bathroom. It has the shower, the toilet, and the sink. I thought this was a nice touch because suppose you're downstairs and you don't want to go upstairs to take a shower. At least you could take a shower downstairs, right? But the Pets pack is basically what I use to furnish the bathroom. The mirror is base game, I believe. The flooring, I think that tile is like a base game design, I want to say. I just really like the bathroom, especially like with the blue color on the wallpaper. I don't know why, but I just really like the wood paneling wallpapers in The Sims 3. Maybe it's because it kind of has like that older retro vibe, but I just really like it, especially for these old houses, because like a lot of old houses were wood paneling like everywhere. Now we go to the upstairs, so this is where all the bedrooms are. Like I said, I knew for a fact I wanted to have a fish tank in the hallway, because like I don't think he has like an obsession with fish, but I feel like he has his own little private aquarium at home, you know, so I gave him a pretty big fish tank. I used the one from the high-end loft stuff. There's also a smaller fish bowl in the bedroom, and it's on the nightstand, but maybe that one is decorative, okay? Maybe there's no fish in there, you know, it's just decorative. But yeah, I gave him like his little aquarium at home, so, you know, he's taking care of his fish. I don't even know what he would have in there, but whatever's in there, it's well taken care of. Everything is nice. He changes the water, you know, when he's supposed to. They have the best food. You know, he just knows what he's doing. So the first room that I tackle upstairs is the bathroom. This one is kind of similar to the downstairs bathroom. I did use different objects. Well, for this time, we do actually have a shower tub combo, but I'm using a different sink. This one is from the, I think, late night pack. The toilet is from base game, and then I changed up the design on the wallpaper. It's still blue, but it's like a plaited design. Which is funny because I was going to use that in the parents' room, but I was like, maybe we can have like a plaited design for the kids' room, you know? And then the mirror in here is from World Adventures. If you look close, you'll see that I slightly recolored the sink and toilet and tub. I kind of made it this off-white color, so it's kind of like dingy yellow, because you can tell it's been here a while, you know? But now we move on to the primary bedroom. So this is where the Fisherman and his wife sleeps. I don't know, I feel like she's just kind of at home vibing usually. I feel like if anything, she goes to the park, she likes to garden. If she's home, she's probably like in the living room watching TV or, you know, just vibing out. So for the bedroom, I wanted this to be kind of cozy, and I really wanted a dresser in here. But I wanted to use like this mid-century dresser, so I'm like, where the heck is it gonna go? So I was like, maybe we can put it by the door. So we don't need 2 end tables beside the bed, we'll just have one. And the bed is from, I believe, I think it's the Villa set. It's one of the like nautical kind of sets from the Sims 3 store. I also made sure to add some aquatic stuff in here. So there's a fish mounted on the wall. I like to imagine that was probably the first fish he caught and he got it mounted, you know? Like I said, we have the fish bowl on the end table. I put a nice rug down as well. I also used a little steering wheel from Barnacle Bay. We have a little treasure chest. I feel like, you know, it's a little trinket thing, you know. But that's basically it for the bedroom. I just think it's kind of cozy. All right, so the next room that we tackle, this is like the dad's man cave, I guess you could say. Even though he's not really like doing anything in here, it's kind of like a man cave slash closet, because, you know, he's a fisherman, so I feel like he's probably gone days at a time. You know, maybe he's home 2 days a week, gone all the other days, you know. But I wanted him to have like his own little room, right? And I thought about having another fish tank in here, but I was like, maybe not. So there's a desk, he has a chair. I feel like if anything, he's probably like reading, researching like fishing spots, things like that. Like you'll see I put some charts and graphs. There's like a picture of a compass on the wall. There's a lot of like clutter in here as well. And then there's this bookshelf object. It's from I forgot, I think it's the greenhouse set from the Sims 3 store, but it has like a lot of like stuff on it. It has like trunks and has work boots and stuff like that. And I'd imagine that he uses this like shelf to kind of store some stuff, you know, fisherman's boots, his fishing rods and his nets and stuff like that. They're all in there. You know, I feel like he probably played sports when he was in school, so he has like a little sports picture up on the wall. So yeah, like I say, I think of this as like his man cave, I guess. His little office. Maybe his office is the best way to put it. This is like his little home office space, you know. He's researching, but he's old-fashioned, so he does everything by the book, you know. He has the books, the charts, the graphs. I thought about putting a computer in here, but I'm like, he's not going to use it anyway. And then I also would put some tools in here too, so there's really not that many, like, fisherman objects in the game, really. There's some, but there's not that many in The Sims 3, so I kind of had to just use a bunch of stuff, and hopefully you can kind of get the idea, you know. Luckily the pets pack came in clutch with some like horse equipment, but you can kind of see what I was going for. So last but not least, we go over to the kids room. So like I said, they have twin boys, but they're grown. They don't even live here anymore. But this was their old room, so it's very old and retro, you know, very 80s inspired. So we have the platted wallpaper. They shared a room, so it had to be a bunk bed. And I feel like they low-key kind of hated it because they were like, bro, we literally have an extra room in the house. Let one of us move in there. And I guess like the dad is like, no, I need it for fishing stuff. Da da da. So yeah. And I also kind of feel like too, he made them when they got like a little bit older, he made them go on like work trips with him, and they hated it. So needless to say, I don't really see either one of them being fishermen, but I feel like if anything, they know their way around the boat. They know what they're doing, you know. They just didn't like doing it. But yeah, so I kind of have like a mixture of like kid objects, but also like some teen stuff. So the rug is a little bit more like teen-esque, I would say. There's like sports posters on the wall. I did give them a desk, so if they wanted to do homework and stuff like that. No computer in the house, but if you download this and you want it to be a computer, feel free to change it, you know. There's like a movie poster on the wall as well. I just really wanted to just kind of give them, you know, like a nice little room with the space that we had, you know. There's also like a little toy box here, but it's like the pirate ship one, you know. But in all, y'all, that's basically everything for the inside of the house. All I really do on the outside is that I included a grill and picnic table, and I don't really think they're going to use it that much. Like, they have one, but like the grill is rusted. The picnic table needs to probably be like thrown away, and I need to probably get another one. It's been there for a while, but you know, I did at least include some stuff outside, but I didn't really add too much because I really like the house the way it is for the most part. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment something down below, follow me over on Twitch while I stream a lot more The Sims, and I'll see you in the next video. Also, if you want to get the build, I'll leave a link down below as well. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this one. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye. Thanks for watching.